looks like a very rich sauce. The color's fantastic. Not quite sure how thick it goes to the earth calling Rosemary. Come in, Rosemary. What did she say? Can I ask you one more thing if you have time? Okay. Sauce. I have sauce that he wants me to make. I tell you what, Frank is not getting the Christmas card this year. I'm telling you. It calls for 1 cup of wine. How much do I reduce that?
So stick a spoon in and then run your finger down the back.
Oh.
That's a nice thick enough sauce.
Okay. If not, worst case scenario, just drink the wine when I'm done. That was the test she wanted me to do, the old back of the spoon test.
And if it leaves a nice clean line, I know my sauce is thick enough.
Totally coated the spoon. Thanks, Rosemary. Turn this off, and all I have to do now is shave some black truffle. Oh, wow. Never had one of these guys in my presence. It's perfect.
With truffles, for the most part, they're best when they're freshly sliced on top of things.
Oh, the whole thing? Wow.
There's truffle products that have kind of those truffle flavorings in them, but when you get a fresh truffle, it should be sliced at the table in front of your guests. It's not just for the flavor, it's for the show as well.
It tastes expensive. Alright guys, portally sauce with black truffles.
The next step is to do our steak.
This steak is enormous. Guys.
Now with the ribeye that I planned, the high-end ribeye, I had planned on sauteing it in a cast iron pan. The way I'm going to cook this flank steak is similar to the ribeye. I really just want to get a nice kind of caramelized coating on it. So I'm going to season the steak first, a fair amount of salt and black pepper. With the salt, we go fairly heavy.
Liberally. So I need this hot, like super hot, guys. This is the nicest skillet I've ever seen in my life. I like this. Christmas presents.
The key to this is that you don't want the oil to splash on you. So I'm just going to drop it in the pan away from me.
Here we go, guys.
And I'm going to let it stay there. We'll leave it alone.
Let it go.
This is going to take a few minutes.
Send these smoke signals. Dinner's almost ready, people. Come and get it.
I'm going to flip it away from me. Swirl around so I have a nice amount of fat. If you look at the steak, it has a beautiful crust on it now. It's going to add a ton of flavor to this steak. It's going to add some texture as well. You're going to get a little crunchy bits.
Let's just throw these in. We smashed it. Oh my God.
What I'm going to do to check temperature is I'm not necessarily going to use a thermometer. If I push on this piece of meat and it gives me some spring back, that means that it's cooking. If I push on this piece of meat and it leaves a dent, that means it's pretty much raw in the center. So this I know is still pretty rare here, and here it's kind of cooking up.
I'm getting teary-eyed a little bit. It's so beautiful. I'm crying. It's so pretty.
Lorenzo's issue is going to be that's a really thick cut of steak. And usually with those, getting the right temperature is a little more of guesswork. So Lorenzo might want to use a thermometer for that.
Felipe le dio las llaves.
Oh, you think?
No.
So,
¿Me las tenía que dar?
Spend smart.
Lo vi hace
With Straight
poco.
Talks, $45
Sí.
silver unlimited.
Seguro se lo olvidó ese pendejo.
but I'm going to let this steak rest for about 10 minutes.
I really want to dig in and eat this right now, but you need to let it rest.
If I slice it now, all the juice is going to flow out.
Be patient. It'll be worth it. Let's move on to the broccoli.
The expensive version, I was going to use broccolini. You have a rich steak, a really rich potato dish, and the broccolini is going to have just a little bit of bitterness to cut that. Broccolini is really great by itself. Needs a little salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic, but everyday broccoli is delicious if you treat it right. So normally people take the broccoli and cut the head off. Everything else gets thrown in the garbage. What I like to do is I save the stems. So if you're going to serve the stems, you have to peel them, because otherwise it's a little on the tough side, and it sometimes needs a little help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some garlic and a little bit of ginger. A lot of times people will boil broccoli, and boiled broccoli, I mean, there's nothing worse than that, right? It smells bad, it tastes bad, it gets too soft. I like to roast broccoli. It adds a little bit more depth of flavor to it. And I'm going to use some of Lorenzo's ingredients here to make that just a little bit better. A little bit of chili flake, just to let him know it was there. I'm going to use a little bit of soy sauce. I'm going to use a little bit of salt. Both of them have salt in them, but salt kind of gives a pure, plain flavor, where soy sauce kind of gives a richness. I'm going to throw this into an oven about 350 for about 15 minutes. You'll see the broccoli starts to break down. It'll start to get a little bit of caramelization or charring on top, and that's what I want. I want to take it out of the oven when it's just a little bit crispy.
I'm actually going to take it out, stopping the cooking process by submerging it into ice water. Next, mushrooms. I just have to start seeing what these are. These are
21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 21,736. 36.
So I think it's okay to add whatever I need to add to finish this off. My broccolini looks good to me. Let's try it. Wow, this is lovely. Lovely, lovely jubbly is all I have to say. Wow. It's heavy. It hurt my wrist. It's so heavy.
The most important thing for this piece of steak is to cut against the grain. That's because if you cut it with the grain, it's just going to be super chewy.
It looks so good. Does it look good?
When I'm plating a dish, I'm usually looking for a little textural difference, a little height difference, just to make it interesting. If you just throw everything on a plate flat, it's kind of boring. So I'm going to kind of just prop things up a little, do a little chef wizardry, and try and make it just look a little bit nicer than what kind of grandma would have put on the plate.
Fresh. Ooh, what's the green caviar? Oh, broccolini has shaved fresh Parmesan.
So we have our beautiful steak propped up on our broccoli stems. I got a little bit of that soy and Coca-Cola glaze, and that's my take on Mr. Lorenzo's dish. There's a little piece left on my board. That's the chef's secret. We eat all the ends. We make staff meal out of it sometimes, but that's my snack, okay?
And, that's it. It looks good, man. If I do say so myself. Steak.
Hey,
Frank,
good.
it is an honor and a pleasure. I'm telling you right now, sir.
Look at that.
It looks good. Oh, that is my potato. Oh, it's a twice.
Yeah.
It's twice.
So, we took a little chef's poetic license.
Yes.
Right? We made like a little glaze with the soy sauce.
Oh, very good.
The broccoli we roasted with some ginger and soy, and then we did a twice baked potato. So I'm gonna give it a taste with this sauce and a little bit of mushroom on there.
I don't even know what kind of mushroom that is.
I think it sounds well. Delicious. Your seasoning is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Oh man, great.
Really.
Sauce is on point.
I never had a sauce like this before.
It's one of those classic French sauces. You think it'd be too rich, but it actually is a good foil
It
for the steak.
looks like it would be so rich. Because the color, look at the color.
It's a great color.
It's different. That is good.
Let's taste yours.
Okay, let us get a little bit of this and...
I'm nervous too. My heart's beating. I'm a little worried.
What is the reduction? Is this like
This is the soy sauce, Coca-Cola, ginger garlic.
That tastes like mama. Well, my mama made the ginger and soy sauce. They're so nice together.
And we roasted the broccoli with the ginger and garlic, and a little bit of chili flake.
Baked in the oven.
Baked in the oven, yeah.
Oh my god. And it's a different texture because you do it in the oven.
Damn it.
Nice.
I'm going
nice.
in. I'm
Yeah, Frank. Oh my gosh.
See how we did.
It's yummy. The sauce is really delicious.
It really compliments. It almost tastes a little smoky, believe it or not. I was a little nervous about Coca-Cola. I saw Coca-Cola, and now I'm gonna add that to my kind of tool belt. You don't think of Coca-Cola as an ingredient that you use in really good cooking, but that's delicious.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
Thanks. Ah.
Homegrown tomatoes. Nice. I want to feel in control of my health, so I do what I can. What about
Some people in previous video thought this was all green screen. It is not green screen. It's real. Table is real. I can eat an apple.
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm a professional chef, and in this box are all the ingredients for a $98 burger.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo. I'm a home cook, and in this box are my $9 burger ingredients. What the hell?
No respect. Can't wait to see what's in here.
Oh, boy.
I can work with this.
It's a lot. I mean, isn't this supposed to be a burger? It's a bit much. I mean, I recognize a few things. I absolutely have not worked with a couple things for sure. It is food. I just have to make it into Frank's food, whatever it may be.
So the burger I planned on doing has different cuts of meat that are freshly cleaned. I had a patty made of dry-aged ribeye,
Ooh, ribeye.
brisket, and sirloin,
I just ate brisket recently. That looks good.
plus some bone marrow for extra flavor.
Bono!
I had a nice aged Gouda,
That's good. All right, I feel good about that.
some wild mushrooms,
Oh my God, there's a lot of mushrooms, guys.
all on a tasty Kaiser roll, and a smoked paprika aioli.
But hey, oh, I have to make my own mayonnaise.
And everything I needed to make a pickled onion relish.
Oh, it's a beet.
It was going to be an amazing burger. With Lorenzo's recipe, I have some simpler ingredients. Large potato rolls, bacon, who doesn't love bacon, white American cheese, 80-20 ground beef, and an onion.
You make a patty, you salt and pepper, and put it in the grill. That's my burger.
Scallions, we got some dill, mayonnaise, and some cabbage.
I mean, the burger and some coleslaw, it's fantastic.
If I had to guess, this would probably all cost about $12 to $13. $9? That's a good burger.
Definitely way over 100, 150, 160, less than 200 maybe? Oh, no. Oh. No, shoot. It's nice stuff. Welcome, folks, to my home kitchen.
So we've been stuck at home for a while. I've been doing a lot of cooking, and I'm really just happy that I get to cook for you guys.
The only ingredients, folks, it does not tell you how to put it together. Frank, my burger you're making right now takes 3 minutes. I have done this before, folks. I know I deserve one call. Oh, no, that's something else. But I do get to call Rose. I do get to call Rose. Hi, Rose. Thank God.
How's it going so far? Another Frank recipe.
You know, it's going okay. I am so happy to see you for many, many reasons, but primarily because of Frank's recipe. First of all, my very first question is, suet. Am I supposed to use that as lard?
So you can. So suet is a really hard fat, mostly for the kidneys in a cow. You're going to use it to fry your burger in, is that right?
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I know Frank likes using fat. Another question, Frank has given me ingredients for a pickled onion, but he gave me a beet. If I'm not cooking this, I have to put it in there to marinate with some vinegar.
I think that could work.
Oh, I lost the beet.
I think if you shred it, it should be fine. The more beet you have shredded, the more surface area, so you'll express more of that pigment in there. It's called anthocyanin.
Now, I don't have a lot of time here. Are we going to be marinating this all day, a couple hours, 20 minutes?
I think a few hours should do the trick.
Frank sent me a bone marrow, and it's not for my dog.
So Lorenzo, if you roast your bone marrow, which I recommend, you want to do it on a super high heat. So definitely higher than 400. If you do 450, that would be for a short time before you start cooking everything else. Get your bone marrow soaked in icy cold water that's salted.
I hope I remember everything you just said.
If not, you can have my number.
I do. Thank you, Rose.
Thanks, Lorenzo. Good luck. It's going to be delicious.
Always, I feel much better after speaking to Rose. You panic. I tell you what, when you see stuff you've never used before, you panic. But, see how it goes, folks.
For the burgers I don't normally like lettuce and tomato on them. Same goes for the slaw. I'm going to put that on the side. I'm going to do this first because I want it to sit for a while and the flavors to kind of combine. I'm going to go for a vinegar-based slaw, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use this later on for something else. I have some nice apple cider vinegar, okay, so I pulled that out of my hat. So instead of the cabbage that Lorenzo sent me, I had some shredded Brussels sprouts in the fridge. So they're just shredded Brussels sprouts, and you can pretty much interchange those with cabbage anytime you want. A little kosher salt, some cider vinegar, and some vegetable oil. Just going to give this a toss. I'm going to put this aside.
Bone marrow. It looks fake, actually, and it's very soft and oily. Rose said I need to soak these pieces in cold salted water. Here you go. Oh, that's gnarly right there. Get a little connective tissue. Okay, I am going to let this sit far away from me and see what happens.
With scallions, people tend to, I'll use the white and throw the green out. I use the green and throw the white out. I use the whole thing. The only thing I really take off are these little ends. Right into the bowl. And then I have dill. What I do with this is I bundle them up to a nice tight bundle. And then I'm just going to run my knife through once or twice. I'm not going to go too crazy. So I have everything in the bowl. Going to give it a stir. And what I'm going to do now is let this sit for as long as possible. I'm going to come back later on and possibly re-season. I might need more vinegar. I might need more oil or sugar or salt. And then I'm going to throw this in the fridge